The Arcane Netflix show is fucking good. It came out. I shouldn't have sweared. Never mind. I'm gonna restart this. Cut this out, Loki. Cut this out. The Arcane show on Netflix is really good. Came out over the past few weeks. It's been extremely enjoyable, but it is also an example of capitalism. Let's jump in and explore capitalism, shall we?
In Fondue, capitalism doesn't exist. If it did, it would be good. I'm very smart.
So this person, Kyle Tsitso, made this wonderful thread, and I think it's a great jumping off point for us in regards to capitalism. I'm having trouble grappling with arcane artists and the money men who control their lives. The artistic merit and tender love and care of the show is obvious, and us animation industry people are losing it because we know what's there that usually isn't because of time/budget. So this is, of course, true for any other medium outside of animation as well.
Real capitalism has never been tried. This is more like cronyism or corporatism. La, 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 la. I'm very smart.
So yes, this is of course true for video games where I work in as well, probably for movies and TV shows, I would imagine, because, you know, you have a limited amount of time and money, so you don't usually have like a huge amount of time to polish a specific product to be like, mwah, fucking amazing. Although some studios do this, like Nintendo usually does this with their first party games. They will usually polish that to like a very fine, refined situation. Any creative work, really? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is the situation with any creative work, really. You have a limited amount of time, and you don't necessarily have the time to give it the attention to detail that you could. Sometimes, like, it's also about using your time well. So even if you had extra time, if you don't use it smartly, it won't mean a lot. But, you know, he's very right about this. Arcane is a glimpse into a world where artists have more time and support to realize their visions. But because of the capitalist hellscape we live in, it's not possible without the support of enormously wealthy businessmen who are in it only to further their profits. Which is very true. I think Arcane, the first season of Arcane took 6 years to make, which is like most shows or projects will never have that amount of time, like 6 years to polish it and like do a lot of prep work. And like in games also, like you'll usually have like 2 to 4 years, a typical games development cycle, like very roughly speaking, of course, on like PC and console games. I would say mobile games is different, but usually you'll have like 2 to 4 years. And that's like where most fall. And most studios want those games to bring in them a lot of profit as fast as possible. Because, you know, in the end, it's about making money. It's about, if you are beholden to shareholders, it's about making more money for your shareholders. And would your shareholders want a project that takes 3 years and costs X amount of money and brings in profit? Or do they want a project that takes 6 years and costs more than X? Easy choice for people who are just looking at give me money. And in this case, the benefactors are a company with ongoing sexual harassment, discrimination, and intimidation allegations, and well, Tencent, a whole other bag of worms. Who knows what we'll learn about Arcane's production as time goes on with people like that up top. Yeah, so there's a history of sexual harassment, discrimination, etc. on Riot at the moment. They started in, I think it was 2018, and there are several court cases that are still ongoing. So, you know, we don't know what the production was like. We don't know. And yeah, Tencent is a ginormous company, just huge company that owns Riot Games and a lot of other game companies as well, either completely or part of. And, you know, League has been making money for, wait, when did League come out? 2009. So League has been out now for 12 years, and it is one of the most popular video games in the world. Like, let's look, League of Legends monthly active users. Let's see how many monthly active players they have. So this is the estimated concurrent players. So at this very moment, the estimate is that 718,000 people are playing League of Legends right now on a random Wednesday at like 6 p.m. So the average monthly players currently is 125 million. So that's a lot of people. And then, you know, they earn some amount of money through that, a lot of money. And they've been earning that money for a while now. So that, on top of the fact that, you know, they're owned by Tencent, they have incredibly deep pockets where they can do something like this. They can develop a show for 6 years. They have the money to do that. Not many companies have that kind of money. And most companies that would have that kind of money don't have the will. They would like, just do it in 3 years or whatever, and then push it out, get money earlier. So I think it's really nice to see something like Arcane, like Kyle says here, The fact that something as beautiful and fully realized as Arcane is only possible when the moneyed class take an interest is an art crime. Yes, shows like Arcane should be in production all the time, fueled by passion and artistry, not maximizing profits. Totally agree with Kyle here. Like, imagine the kinds of, shows, movies, and even games that we could have if they could be pursued fully from an artistic standpoint at that scale. Of course, we do have those projects, we do, but they're usually at a way smaller scale. They're usually way smaller scale. And this is, the limitations of capitalism, just like Elden Ring, exactly. These are the limitations of capitalism because it's about constant short-term growth. Capitalism has to constantly be growing, or that's bad because if you're not growing, losing money, or if the economy is not growing, it's a recession. Not grow, bad. So you have to constantly grow, which means your profits have to constantly be growing as well. Which means you have to find new ways to make more and more money. Cutting costs is one way. Cut costs, automate, ship work overseas, cheaper places, get components cheaper. That's one way of cutting down costs. Another way is finding extra revenue sources. Microtransactions, for example, in video games. Tremendously successful for video games from monetary standpoint. Brings so much money to video games. And then you have, season passes, loot boxes, all these additional ways to make more and more and more money because you have to constantly grow. And that growth has to be quarterly and yearly. So, having a project be this long, it's not good for that kind of short-term constant growth. Where you can instead, if we had more long-term vision and long-term perspectives, then we could maybe have more stuff like Arcane. The inability to decouple art/everything from exploitative wealth is a serious failing of modern society. The continued commodification of basic human needs necessitates that artists must submit to money men in order to live, robbing us of who knows how many arcanes in the process. Yeah, because currently under capitalism, if you don't work, you die. That's just how it is. You don't work, you don't get food, can't pay for rent, you die. You have to work. Or if there is some kind of unemployment support system, that also relies usually on you looking for work. It's like a constant push to make you go into work. You have to work. Whereas if we had a different system where simple subsistence wouldn't be commodified and we wouldn't have to just rely on work to just live, there could be like who knows how many arcanes, projects with incredible artistry and attention to detail. But we don't have that. We don't have that currently. As long as profits are the end goal, media like Arcane, City of Ghosts, Spider-Verse was so good, Wolfwalkers, Redline, Millennium Actress, Akira, etc. will just be a fluke, a happy accident as a visionary crew makes the most of what they have with the opportunity they get. It's true. Yeah, because these types of projects can't happen because most companies are like, no, we're not going to give you this much time to figure this out. No, you're going to get this much time and you have to make it work. And these types of projects will be, they'll be flukes, like they said. They will be because some people in power care about this stuff and they're like, no, we want it to actually be really cool. But it relies on the benevolence of the people in power. It relies on like them being nice, which most of them won't be because there's no, why would they? There's no requirement to be nice. So then we don't get them. And we get a lot of, mediocre or okay products, which, fine. And especially in games, we get stuff that's rushed, because it has to go out now. So it's not ready. It's not as fun as it could be. Broken. And then we get safe bets, We get projects that are safe bets, not that exciting creatively, but, make money. We'll get the remasters. We'll get the re-releases. GTA remaster. Skyrim released. Like 100 years, they're still gonna be releasing a Skyrim, We get those because they're safe. They bring money with lower effort. Skyrim! So yeah. And that's because of capitalism. Are there people at those studios that want to make remakes and want to, bring a game to a new platform? Sure. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Like, I think a GTA remaster could have been really good. Like, the games are old. They came out during the early days of 3D gaming, when a lot of things were still being figured out about 3D gaming because it was new. And, remaking those now with the lessons we've learned in the game industry since could have been really cool. But we didn't get that. We got something done as quickly as possible to get as much profit as possible, and it's not great. Of course, we still get good stuff even within these constraints. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't get any good things within this system. Don't get me wrong. We do. But, you know, how many Arcanes and other projects of great artistry and passion do we miss because we live in this system? What system would enable that then? Another system, I don't know, socialism, some kind of other system where people can work on the things that they care about without having to worry about having their basic subsistence met. You know, GTA Remix could have been good. If it wasn't done by robots only. Yeah, I mean, there was human work there as well, but yeah, because again, cutting costs. Let's automate it as much as possible because that's a lot cheaper, and then the results are what they are. Yeah, and as Kyle is here saying, like, I don't have an answer of how to do anything about all of this. I just know that when something great comes along, I get all these feelings all over again. It's starting to get very tiring. Yeah, I mean, it is frustrating because you're like, you know, like I know a lot of projects that if they given more time, could have been better. And you definitely know about projects that came out too early. You're like, they need more time. Time doesn't always automatically make a project good. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of other underlying things there that need to work as well. But many times, you know, extra time can make a huge difference. They're like, no, not come. It needs to come out now. Because the market, buy, sell, money. Just remember now that you're enjoying Arcane or Into the Spider-Verse or these other amazing artistic endeavors and productions, that because of capitalism, the amount that we can have is limited. And we could have more of these in another system where basic human necessities are not kept behind. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. It does really help me out more than you think. And I stream these segments every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on twitch.tv/funwithfondue at 5 p.m. Central European time. You should come over there. The chat here is from my Twitch stream. And here's another video over here that you can check out. Enjoy that if you will. And hey, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.